That 8-cost kid all day, and basically the overwhelming theme is players that play this 8-cost kid, they play it down and they're like, you can't deal with this. You can't get over this. I don't care how little life I've got. I am not losing the game from this position. And like you say, if you give your opponent a large hand size, when that kid comes down, that is going to make life so much more difficult to actually navigate.
Nami having a very, very good search. We do see a 4-cost Zorojiro, which is probably your best turn 2, going second.
Yeah, we are off here, off in the final, the last round of Swiss. Both players 9-0. We've got Hendrik on the left with this green and purple Luffy. We got Jan on the right with this mono green Bonnie. And it seems like we have a Nami on the left, and on the right, well, still nothing.
Nope, just passing. So it seems that Bonnie also starve. So both are gonna starve each other. That would be pretty funny to see.
Well, here comes the Zorojiro. That's going to get a bit of searching done at the same time as it comes down. Oh, look! It's a Sanji and Puddin. I've never seen a player have so little effort finding their Sanji and Puddin. When you're having days like that, you are having good events. We've already got one ready to go. Now, if we could find a merry-go for protection, that would be good. But Jan just getting down that Cavendish, first of all. Okay, he literally just drew the merry-go. I am loving this start for Hendrik.
And we do see 2 Sanji Pudding in hand as well from the green-purple. For the first one, finding the first one is pretty normal, I guess. He was already 10 cards deep.
Oh, yeah.
Because of 2 searches. But, yeah, now he is going to set up a board.
We got the Sanji and Puddin. We've got the merry-go. Are we going to be able to see? Because in the previous matchup where Hendrik was on stream, those Sanji and Pudding lasted like 5 seconds each. Are we going to see a similar thing here? Do we even have the tools to pull off a similar thing here?
So both players starving each other's. That is pretty funny. I won't attack you, but I won't attack you. Both will set up a huge board and then they will start swinging.
Absolutely. So when you say starve, you're referring to, of course, not attacking. Because, yes, when you attack, you get closer to winning the game. But every time you take a life off your opponent, they gain a card in hand. So, essentially, when they're ready to go, they have more cards in hand. They have more options. So, starving them is not attacking, so that you're not giving them those extra cards in hand that they can use to punish you when the game really starts kicking off.
Looking at his hand, he is at 7 Dawn, so
yes,
he is just not yet at the... Ooh, Manga Nami.
Who's putting mangas in their deck? I mean, I love it. I don't know if I would. I don't think I would be putting... I have a couple of mangas. I ain't putting them in decks, I'm telling you that much. But it is coming down here from Jam. And now we've got that blocker Bonnie there sitting on the board, giving that little bit of extra protection. It is a Zoro coming down from Hendrik here. And it seems like we're getting a leader skill here. And then that is, of course, recovering a Don from the Sanji and Puddin skill. And then a second Sanji and Puddin. Love this. This means every time you Don -2 with your leader, you get 2 Don back, and you're like, ha! Didn't even lose any Don for the leader skill. And it's a ridiculous leader skill.
And it's funny that Hendrik is putting the 2 extra cost onto the 2-cost Bonnie. He knows he doesn't need it probably in this. I don't think he needs it against anything. Playing against Bonnie, but just for fun. Why not?
Yeah, use it to go and boost up. Why not? We have a third Sanji and Puddin being searched out. There are a lot of search cards in Hendrik's deck, and they are coming up clutch.
Bonnie going to 9 Dawn. So one of the best cards to draw is when your opponent starves you is of course Hody, because Hody draws a card from your life, so you are refilling your hand. You're not scared to play the Hody because, yeah, you're at 5 life, and that is sometimes a discussion. Do you starve Bunny or not? Because they play Hody, and a Hody for free seems pretty good. However, the other side can think the same thing about the Rush 6-cost Luffy, which is also basically free right now.
Yep. Wow, we got a
Ooh.
Zoro coming down here. Not a card we've seen on stream so far yet today, but this is a big Zoro. And it's a Zoro that likes going, attacking once? No, that's for chumps. Think I'll be restanding twice per turn. The counterpart, of course, of the Sanji from OP06 that we did see previously on the stream this weekend. And this is one where you can pay to restand it when attacking, and you can pay again to restand it. So if you pay free Don, you can have free swings with your 9k Zoro. This is big.
This is really scary for Handrock now to be able to win against a 9-cost Zoro. Of course, you are at 4 life because the Bonnie didn't want to put you lower or any lower for now, but and you can play out your third Sanji Pudding as well.
That would be fun. Put 2 Don back, get 3 Don out. Why not? Let's ramp. But one of the cool things about things like that Zoro, and it's not a card we see all the time, and it's really fallen out of favor a lot in recent times. But, you know, if you pop Don on there, that's happening for all your swings. So putting 2 Don on Zoro really gives you 6 Don worth of value when you start swinging. And that can be, it can be a real game ender. It can absolutely make a difference. So that's a card you kind of want to try and deal with sooner rather than later. Because you can't just go put a blocker against something that's going to swing at you 3 times.
And you need to respect the Hody still as well, because
oh yeah,
what if you almost step out and they play Hody and they can restand 2 Dawn because of the Cavendish, so they have 5 Dawn to work with, and they have still the Zoro. It seems like we are going to play Demon Aura to try to get rid of the Zoro, but we do have a lot of counter in hand from the Bonnie side.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, yes, partly you paid 9 Don for it. Also, it's not got rush. You've got to wait a turn to attack with it. You really do not... Bonnie goes down there from the Zoro. You do not want to lose that Zoro before you've had a turn to swing with it. So, absolutely worth your time and effort to just protect Zoro at all costs. Because 1 or 2 turns with that Zoro swinging, well, probably 3 times, that's going to do a lot of damage to your opponent.
You do have a lot of 2Ks in hand as the green-purple, so you're not dying to a Hody, so I wouldn't be surprised if we will go like a very big swing onto the Zoro. And as you can see, he's taking almost everything, or maybe everything. Yes, I like this because he does have so much counter in hand. He's not relying on the event cards. So that's 8 done, I think. So it's 15k.
15k, that's what I made it. 15k swing, so you need 7 Don here to get up to 16 and push it away. So you need 7k counter to save Zoro. It's asking a lot, but the thing is, I mean, look, you know how important that card is. And the massive giveaway, your opponent just put 8 Don on a Sanji and Puddin and swung at you. That's the giveaway for how important this card is. If your opponent is going to that much effort and you do lose it, you don't have it. So that's a big win for Hendrik here, because that was essentially all your Don last turn and you got nothing out of it.
Oh, that's very, very painful. And Jan is taking very fast lives again. And that was basically the same as he did before. We gave up on the Zoro plan, and now we are going for the 8-cost kit strategy.
Which is wild, because that is a very different strategy. You know, I'm just going to kind of sit here and wait and then set up a big Zoro to kind of swing him. Oh, wait, no, Zoro's gone. All right. So maybe instead of going hyper aggro with 9-cost Zorro, we just grind the game down with 8-cost Kid instead. Very different strategy, but if both, if you've got those options, if you are a good enough player to pivot between them, it's just giving you more chances to try and win the game.
Mm-hmm. We do see the 8-cost Kid, so... Do we have a blocker to put aside from 8-cost Kid? Otherwise, it's not great again.
I mean, Hendrik has already shown us he is not afraid to whack a whole bunch of Don on a Sanji and Pudding and take out the big threat. We're eyeing it up. It is coming down. It is that wanted poster we saw earlier. But like you say, do we have a blocker to go along with it? We haven't seen one hit the board yet. Oshiro, something like that. Nice 2-cost blocker, which is in the deck. That would work. But
Seeing a 1k now from Hendrik.
right now, we don't have much. We got 4 Don open. We got the Captain Kid down. What other options does Jan have available in hand here? Because right now, all we've got is that Kid, and that Kid is looking a little bit vulnerable. We see a counter coming out here. We see 1 Don going on the leader in a tentative 6k swing, but that is countered with the Uso Hachi. We are getting a Dom. Oh, it is a Koshiro. That's wonderful. Of course, what we saw there was the Kid using its skill that lets you play a free cost character, or less, but crucially rests, and you do need to rest the character in order to activate that skill that makes you attack into it. Now we've got the rested Kid with the Don attached, and we've got the blocker sitting there alongside it, giving it that protection. That's pretty much the best you could have asked for.
Absolutely. We do have another Sanji Pudding.
Oh, they just keep coming, replacing a Nami there. And then you got plenty of Don coming back when you're minus. Yep. So you're using that leader skill, but with absolutely no downside there, because you minus and then you get it straight back. Now your leader goes up to a 6k. And now the question is, can you get through that Kid? That's going to be the turning point of the game.
I do wonder if he wants to use this Usuhachi for the blocker, or if he's just gonna swing a lot of times onto the Kid to grind the hand from Jan.
Yeah, it's quite a decent hand of cards there.
Yeah, he is just going for the hand.
Here we're just going to see a bunch of swings from the Charlotte, from the Sanji and Puddin, and then 1 swing gets a Tashigi out of hand. Now we're getting 2 Don onto a Zorojuro, and it's another Tashigi coming down with a little bit of a counter. Now we see 2 Don on the Luffy, and it's another Tashigi. I was going to say that to be silly, but it was literally 3 Tashigi in a row. Does he have 1 more? Why not? He can play 4. Most people probably do. We are up in the cost of Sanji and Pudding. It probably means nothing. We have, look, if the goal was to grind down the hand, you grind it down the hand quite nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks, I would dare to say, decent for the green-purple, depending on what the big costs are that we will draw from the side from Bonnie, because this is what we didn't see last Bonnie game, and now we do see it. Now he can swing with the Cavendish, play the 9-cost Shanks, and still have Don open for his 8-cost Kid and for his leader ability. So he is valuing his leader ability very good in this matchup.
And that is one of the great things. And we did just see a rested character being taken out by the Shanks on play. That was the Sanji and Puddin. And like you say, you know, the first attack is going to lead to 2 characters being unable to... Well, you get the one attacking, and then another one's going to get rested down. So Bonnie here putting in a nice little shift as a leader, as she should. And now we do see the Thunder Bagua coming down.
He used Giant and trashed his
Oh, that was a
Bagua
discard
for
from
it.
Giant. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we draw 2, get the Don from Giant. Now we see Sanji and Puddin sitting out there. It looks like, yeah, we're going to put a Don on there, and then we are going to have a little bit of a swing. We're back apparently with tentative swings. X-Drake comes down to counter, and this is
We didn't
really
use
more.
leader ability.
Pardon?
We didn't use leader ability from Jan's side.
We do
on
have
this.
double Sanji and Puddin.
Is he sparing the leader ability for something?
What end? With two Sanji and Pudding out, there's no downside to using it. More tentative swings, more little counters. Now we see Luffy coming down. Big secret rare Luffy.
Is this maybe the reason that he wants to keep his Don open? The Rush Luffy?
Oh, it's got Rush. Okay, there is the leader skill. We're good. Was just hadn't got round to using it yet. Leader skill is there. We are good.
No, the Bonnie. I meant the Bonnie didn't use leader ability on the swings.
Bonnie didn't. That's an excellent point. Why didn't we use the Bonnie leader skill? Unless we were waiting for a better card to come down.
I guess he will use it right now onto the Luffy that he was prepared for the Luffy.
May well be what we were thinking. Yeah, here we go. Eyeing up the Dom. Now we are going to rest down that Luffy. And then the Koshiro is going to block.
Can we find 10 cost Doflamingo?
Oh, that would be sweet right now. Top 3 characters coming back active. Yes. Yes, please. Well, we're getting our characters back now, and this is where we can start kind of... Because there's still 4 life over on Hendrik's side of the board. That must be borne in mind. You know, Jan has played a bit of defense here, but not done much of anything offensively. Needs to start getting some swings in. We are now attacking into that Luffy with the Shanks. But it looks like we have an event yet. Gum Gum Giant is going to come down, get that 4K boost, and that is going to save the Luffy and draw.
Able to protect the Luffy. But now we are tapped out, so all the counters now should come from hand.
Ryan up for Dawn if we're down side of the field here.
And we do see a carrot in hand as well for Jan. So he can freeze one of the puddings if he wants to.
I mean, if we don't have a 10 cost Flamingo and it's too late for that now, then that might be the option. Here we see a swing with Kid with 3 Don attached. Luffy finally goes down. And now we're putting... No, we're counting up the Don.
He's deciding if he wants to play Pedro or the Carrot, I think. Seems like he wants to play Pedro, so he has another blocker to protect his 8 cost kit.
Love that. Big fan. Got another blocker there to protect Kid. That'll do nicely. We see a swing with Cavendish, which is going to open up a couple of those Dom. We see Uso Hachi countering to save the Charlotte and Sanji. Sanji and Puddin, there we go. So we're doing a bunch of countering here. We're saving all of our characters. And it seems like Jan is going to pass. And still 4 life on Hendrik's side of the board.
3.
Oh, it's 3.
You're almost there. Yes, he took 1 for the 6 cost Luffy ability. The only thing that Bonnie needs to worry about at some point is time, of course. At some point you need to start attacking, but he's taking care of the board very well, getting rid of the Sanji Puddings, the 6 cost Luffy. At some point there is an ending, I guess. So
at some point it's going to be over. At some point someone's going to actually start attacking. Could that be here? We've got a lot of Don being eyed up.
Yeah, here on your left side. Don't be afraid. It's just one of the best events in the game. It's Gum Gum Giant.
Already seen a couple. Why not another?
It's really good, especially if when the green purple hits the 10 Don, which doesn't happen that often, I would say. But yeah, the giant is basically free. Cycling a card you don't need and drawing 2 cards. But yeah, Handrock is definitely looking for cards that he needs right now to get rid of that 8-cost kit. And again, 8-cost kit carrying the game for a green leader. We did see it twice today. Bonnie and Green Yellow Law. Now a third time. And yeah, as I mentioned, the 8-cost kit is the biggest issue since OPO1 to get rid of.
Absolutely. It's been literally around for like the entire time the game's been here. And, you know, we're here in OP14, 13 main... Oh, no, sorry. OP12, 11 main sets later. And we are still seeing it just causing massive problems. The only thing that's going to stop it is rotation. That's the point where finally that kid is going to go away. So this is the point where Jan's like, right, let's have a look through your trash. What have you used? What is unavailable? What is still available for you? What are your options? Because I've got to start getting through this right now. Now, it looks like we are resting down the pudding.
Yes, and we counter out with Carrot. Carrot really good in this matchup, but I guess, yeah, your 8-cost kit is just a little bit better, of course.
Well, we see the Zoro's Euro coming down here. That is going to get a little bit of searching done. Find yourself another card. Of course, the game, it had that Zoro been able to stick on the field, this game might already be over. Jan might already be sitting at 10-0, but the Zoro didn't stay. So now we've had to go for this longer game plan with the kid.
Searching for a purple straw hat.
Absolutely are.
Checking the hand. I did see a giant.
I can't see well enough. There might be a giant there.
Yeah, I think he will pick the giant. Giant, of course, one of the best defensive tools, and slowly but steady we are going to start going... Oh, it picks the 0-cost event.
It does go for the 0-cost event, it looks like, in the end, over that Gum Gum Giant. That's Gum Gum Jet Gatling. Now we do get the leader skill put into 1k onto the Luffy. Now we're going to get a couple of Don onto the Luffy. We're going to get a swing from the Luffy. We're going to get a counter of the Luffy with that Zoro. Sorry, Luffy, not today. Maybe next turn, though. Next turn might work out a bit better.
It will work out definitely a lot better the next time, because we only see one card left in the Bonnie's hand, and that's a Hody, so no counter, but a really good card to get, of course, as well.
And there is still a block of Pedro, so Pedro can still kind of get rid of one attack. So we do have potential for more swings. If you got no cards in hand, one blocker. Now, obviously, after the blocker, you do have the Captain Kid. You've got to go over that. We've said that like a million times. But it does feel like Hendrik is just poking away. Now we get Freedon on the Zoro. We get another swing. It's taking a minute, but it is getting through. Now we do see Pedro getting popped, which is going to activate the on KO skill.
We are tapped out.
We tapped out?
We are tapped out as green-purple Luffy. No Dawn open. We will lose our entire board, I think.
Well, we've got Kid getting free Don on. This is going to be a beefy 11k swing, and that is going to go into Sanji and Pudding, and that has now been lost. We've still got Cavendish. We've still got Bonnie. We've only got 6 minutes left. We are running out of time here. So these players are going to need to see if they can finish this in the next 6 minutes. Nobody wants to go to the end of game tiebreakers. Finish it in the time. That's how it's more in your control. But for now, it's just trying to see how much damage we can do on Jan's side. Or from Jan's side. Let's go for that.
We did. Ooh, he had double Hody in hand right now.
Good for offensive pressure, not good for countering.
Will he use the Hody and clear the board? That is what I'm wondering. Because of the Cavendish, you can restand your Don again, so...
Just swinging into Zoro for the time being. And those Don don't do anything on your opponent's turn. So that means that the Bonnie does go through. Zoro gets taken out. Now it is just the Zoro's Euro left standing. And like you said, Ruben, we've got Hody. Hody's got Rush. Hody rushes in. Well, firstly, taps down Zoro. But then we can also rush in and attack if we wish.
Swing 6 and 8.
We do. So that is... Well, look, we came into this turn. You said, I think he's going to clear the board. Oh, he cleared the board. And now it's looking a bit scary if you're Hendrik, because it's not just that kid you got to try and get over, but there's also Hody Jones and Shanks, who are very good attackers. You know, Cavendish is a 6k, plus you've got 8k on your Captain Kid, and let's not forget your leader as well. Things are adding up here pretty quickly.
And there's even a second Hody to make it even worse for the green-purple Luffy. So I can imagine that he can get rid of the 8-cost kit this turn because there's no blocker and only 2 cards in hand. But it still takes a lot of effort, at least 4 Dawn on your leader after leader ability. So
the problem is leader ability at this point, now it's actually becoming awkward. Now that you've lost all your Sanji and Pudding, it's actually Don -2. Which is kind of like your green-purple Luffy's worst nightmare. The whole point is Sanji and Pudding stops it being an actual Don -2. I think you put it earlier, Ruben, that, you know, without Sanji and Pudding, this Luffy is not that good a deck. Well, doesn't have it right now. Has it done enough throughout the game so far? Because I'm looking at both players' boards right now, and it really does look like one player is in a much more advantageous position.
Yep, I even dare to say by a lot.
Well, we are going to put a bunch of Don onto the Luffy here. We're going to swing. Hey, Kid finally went down. That actually happened. It took like 20 minutes of real time, but it did go down.
Yeah, putting it like this, now the Bonnie needs to win this turn because otherwise 6-cost Luffy can still steal the game. However, Android decided to play the Nami, so leaving less Dawn open, and now... Well, I guess he activates 2 from leader ability, so it's fine. If he can survive this turn, 6-cost Luffy might be very scary for the Bonnie side.
Might indeed, but there is an if you survive this turn. Leader is up to 6k, that's a win. That's an extra 1k on every swing. But we've got Hody Jones and Shanks and Cavendish and Bonnie, all of which are going to be able to swing in here. We have our full complement of 10 Don available. We need 3 swings to get through. We've got 4 swings. Yep. That is the question here. When you go back over to Hendrik, yes, we've got the 6-cost secret rare Luffy, which could end up being an absolute pain. But that's if it gets back. There's no blockers.
Purple Luffy has a lot of defensive tools in hands. I saw 2 Baguas, a Giant, and so on. I don't think we can die from this turn. So, Bonnie needs a defensive tool, something to get rid of an extra attack or a blocker or whatsoever, because otherwise we don't win this. They have just too much defense. 2 2Ks, 2 Baguas, I think. Still the 0 cost, if I'm not mistaken.
Gum Jet Gatling. That's the trasher card from your hand to get a 3k boost. Essentially, anything that wouldn't be a good counter all of a sudden helps you get a lovely counter. And you're right, without many defensive tricks in hand for Hendrik, that is going to make Jan finishing out the game a pretty awkward proposition. We see an 8k swing from Bonnie. Remember, the leader is a 6k. But here we see Gum Giant coming down. That is going to be enough to ward that off.
It's a treasure card. And yeah,
trash
still
the
2
card,
Bagua left as well, so... And even more Gatling.
I was going to say, and then the problem is, it's not just that you're countering the Gum Giant, but then you're also drawing 2 cards, which are then potentially more defensive options. Yeah, Hendrik looks to be in a... It's so weird that, 2 minutes ago we're looking and going, right, well, look at Jan's board. It's amazing. Now we're looking and going, well, Hendrik's got some really nice defensive options, and all we need is kind of that rushed Luffy to come out, and all of a sudden things could be looking very, very different.
Mm-hmm. Jan taking his time because this is potentially his last turn as well, so... We are down to the last 5 minutes, I think. I don't think this is overtime. I think this is the last 5 minutes.
I believe that is the case. We've not got long to go in this game. We need to get a finish coming on. Here we see Hody Jones going to rush in, going to do all the usual Hody Jones stuff. We're going to see the Cavendish. That is going to be counted away using that Sanji. We get a couple of Dawn onto the Hody Jones. So we're going to see a 10k swing from Hody here. But we are resting a couple of Dawn. And Thunder Bagua is going to come down along with a Sanji. Now we get a Shank swinging in. And that is going to work. But is that
GG's.
nothing left, unfortunately? And it is going to be Luffy